Now we are back on. I'm just waiting for Lauren and we'll get back up and running. Now, Lauren, I will invite you. Perfect. So we'll just jump on again for like 15 minutes and then we'll wrap it up.
Why is my camera not working? Hold on. I'm sick of this. There we go.
Oh, so am I. You left me there and I was literally like this trying to figure it out and I had to like play this little game, match this puzzle. I was like, this is new. What's this about? Like apparently inactivity in the screen. So I must have to like interact with the screen more. But
You must be over 18 to go live. That's mad, isn't it? I never actually knew that. Swear to God.
we are over 18. Where is that coming up?
There's that song for you, it's saying, welcome to
I don't know.
We
But
must be involved.
you have to be over 18 to do a lot of things, but it's not stopping them these days. Oh no, no, no. That's why we're here.
Yeah. But yeah, but we need to write. We need to wrap this up, but we need to be honest with people, right?
Yeah.
One, people need to think, what do you want for your kids? Do you want them to have a future? Do you want to sit back and wait till all our men are gone and it leaves the women?
Do you want your daughter to be able to tell the same story as either one of us?
No. And that's what
You know
people
what I
need to
mean?
realise. At the end of the day, like, we are where we are, and if we don't put a stop to this,
Yeah.
there's no telling, like, do you know what I mean? Like, our kids are at risk, we are at risk.
And
Every person in this country is at risk now.
we've seen it with men, we've seen it with women, we've seen it with children. We've had the men in Sligo, we've had Ashling Murphy, we had yourself. Like, we've even seen it with Irishmen. We're not just talking new
No, because
arrivals, but
anybody,
it's
like, do you
more
know
and
what I mean?
more progressively common. It's becoming a more common occurrence for the new arrival than the Irish, and that's statistically accurate.
This is just, we are not the Irish anymore, and that's just the way it is. And it's not about race, but it's like,
No.
at the end of the day, we need to think here, like, our children, like, we don't feel comfortable letting them out to play anymore. We don't feel comfortable sending them to school anymore. You don't feel comfortable walking with your kids anymore. What happens when somebody actually gets a child? You know,
Yeah.
this is
And
a
it's
different
only a
problem
matter of time. Like we've seen it in Sheriff Street, we've seen it in Dundalk, we've heard tales of it in Athlone, Ballinasloe,
everywhere.
everywhere. And then, like, how many women last week, or even men, the people sitting at home, like, so they're saying it's the wrong place, wrong time. We've seen it in schools, we've seen it on the street, we've seen it sitting at home. Where is the right place for such
There's
an
no
incident?
right place and there's no right time. I thought I was in the right place in a taxi. I thought I was safe. Look where that
Exactly.
got me. You know what I mean? Like, I thought you know, I thought I
And the
was doing
sad
the
thing
right
is, as
thing.
well, is like these people are coming over here and they are affecting the likes of the genuine taxi man who's out there trying to make a living for himself and his
They're
family.
putting fear
And that
into
is shooting
people.
that industry in the foot massively.
It's like, it just, it makes people worry. Like, I know I'm probably putting a thought in people's heads, oh, taxis are dangerous, but it's not about that. It's the fact that, you know,
It,
they're
it,
not
it is
obviously
for a
not.
lone woman, you never know. Getting into a car with anybody is terrifying thought for
You
some.
think about it. Would you get into a car with a randomer? If you were walking
No.
home and you needed a lift home, would you just put your hand out and stop some randomer
I
and say,
wouldn't,
can I
but
have a
if we
lift?
look back to 20 years ago, that was the common mode of transport,
We've
was
all
it?
done it on a night out. We've all done it. We've all literally, someone offer you a lift, yeah, no problem. We've all done it, but things have changed now, and people need
We
to wake
have.
up and people need to realize we are not where we were fucking 3 years
And it
ago.
is, it's awful, and it's just like one is enough, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like two is too many. Like one is too many. How many more do we all have to watch or listen out for? Or how many, you know what I mean? How many families have been affected already? But it's just like they're not even being heard. Ashling Murphy's poor boyfriend that time, he was ridiculed for speaking out and telling the truth.
It's just, it's just,
You are being ridiculed for telling the truth, I feel.
I am getting, you wouldn't believe the messages I get on the daily, the abuse I get. Um, I've had people close to me, say all sorts to me. I've gotten it from everyone that you wouldn't even expect. I'm used to it, but I'm gonna keep
It's
speaking
not
out.
acceptable behavior though for anyone on any level to go onto someone's page and take the time of their day. I don't understand their mentality, what goes through someone to be so twisted and tormented to go and further terrorize the victim like.
People don't realize, but what you said earlier about that lady that commented, and if she's listening, I do. I'm here 100%, and she can text me, and I'll give her my number or anything.
I know that woman personally, like she's
If it is, you know, the same, if that is who I think it is, and do you know what I mean? Like that just it just shows
heartbreaking.
the effects it can have. I have two kids, and they are the only reason why I'm still here. I wouldn't even bother. Do you
Yeah.
know what I mean? And that's the truth. But the fact that she
Now
couldn't,
I believe that lady, I think she got ill and passed away for a separate reason, but it
you
makes
need
no
to
difference.
find out the
This
name
woman had to
of her.
endure what she and you had to go through to then have to pass on a few months later down to an illness. You know, you'd wonder, is there a God sometimes?
Just, I thought that, I still pray every night, and I know I probably sound like a weirdo to people, but I still pray every night, and that night,
Yeah,
in a way,
yeah,
I did wonder, was there a God that night, but I'm still here. You know what I mean? If you
exactly.
think about it, like I got lucky in some senses that I was knocked unconscious, that I did manage to escape, that I bet the head off him to get away from him, do you know what I mean? Whereas another girl might,
Most of the time, though, you have to do that
yeah,
if you are a chosen, if you're chosen by a random attacker, say, and most of the time in any attack, I've found personally, anyways, you will have to fight for your survival. Like, if this
it's
person is
fight or
intent
flight.
on causing harm and getting away with it, you're going to have to fight for your life.
It's fight or flight, and it's
You can be lucky to flight and get a lucky moment to get. I think it's very rare though that you'd get running and not be harmed.
it's like that night. Uh, I'm still suffering. I'm half my I know you can't tell now, but half my teeth are gone. Do you know what I mean? And I'm going to lose my teeth by the end of the year. Do you know what I mean? And that's something I have to live with. You know what I mean? I have to look in the mirror, and I don't feel comfortable anymore. Do you know what I mean?
But that's it as well, and I want to touch on that as well because I know myself as well. I've experienced that where you look in the mirror and all you can just see is what's happened.
It's the trauma, and it doesn't. People don't realize it doesn't just stop it when it happens. That's here for the rest of your days. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Till
Yeah.
you're in that ground, that's
And
you're
there's no
still.
off switch for that. Like, you can't just put it to the back of your head. It's not like, oh, if you forgot to buy bread, I'll get it in the morning. It doesn't work like that.
It's a different ball game, girls. You know what I mean? Honestly, it's just a different ball game altogether, and people
All we
think
can
that
do is hope that by like keeping up, here we go again. Um, all we can do is hope by like keeping up these kind of lives, keep chatting with your friends and family, and we need to like abolish the labels because like realistically the majority of the people who have chosen to speak on this have experienced some form of trauma. It's
look
coming
how many
from
there are.
that's
Look
it
how
like
many stories you see, and it's England, it's Ireland, it's America. I've came across, would you believe, two different girls in the last 2 days, and they've been in contact with me. One's from America and one's from England. The exact same thing that happened to me happened to these girls. One of these girls was kidnapped the same way when she was 10. She's now 24 and she only escaped.
It's horrific. Like
And I
it
thought I
really
had
is.
it
There's
bad.
no excuse for it. And this is it. Like we're like we can talk and we can say that it's all of the migrants doing it as well, but like realistically it's not like because
No, it's not.
I was literally falsely imprisoned by an ex. You know what I mean? Someone I welcomed in, and
And
that
look at how strong you are, look at how far you've gotten, do you know what I
falls
mean?
for
You're
you
more
too,
so
though, girl.
for it, isn't
But
it? Do you know what I
it's the
mean?
likes of being able to have these chats with myself and you that we kind of realize that like some of these feelings that or experiences that you go through, some of the feelings afterwards, it's totally normal, and you have to just
It's normal, but it's like
yeah.
it's a
It's
different
normal,
level.
but it's very hard to accept it.
You know, when you go through something like that and then you realise what's going on in the world and then it makes you realise, is this the first time?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it's never the first time, which is the really horrible thing.
Yeah,
And that's harder to swallow.
you've a tag on your back after that.
And
And
that's it.
I
You're
think,
living in fear with a threat on your life for the rest of your life. And it's
you
not just
know,
on you, it's on your kids, like.
to be honest with you, it's when something like similar to either what happened to you or what happened to me or what happened any trauma anyone's
Yeah.
gone through, our kids could be to do like you know, our kids could go through that. Do you know what I mean? And that's
But,
the fucking worrying
but
thing
they could
about it.
choose as well. This is the sick level of state abuse that we're also up against, is that they could turn on us and
Yeah.
say, and they could come in, they could swipe your kids. In my experience, anyways, because it was with an ex, they could say that you're an unfit mother. How dare you, like, have your children around this or whatever. Thankfully, there was none of that because there was none of that. But to someone who might have, and that mightn't have had any effect on their children whatsoever.
But in some case, like it's just, there's no words to it. Do you know what I mean? And people don't realize, right? If we, right, let's be real here because we need to wrap this up soon. But be real,
Yeah.
right? If we do not do something now, right, our kids have absolutely no future.
No.
What happens when we're out with our children or our children are out and something happens and these people have
Yeah.
weapons and people have things that we can't. You know yourself, you're out with your child and someone puts a blade to your
Yeah.
neck. Can you do something about that?
You can do nothing about it,
What
especially
can you
when you're
do?
trying to fight. You can't fight for yourself and your child. It's one or the other.
What can you do though? If there's a weapon in your face, what can you actually do? You can do fucking nothing. There's nothing you can do. As a parent, you'll do anything
Yeah.
to protect your kids, but in this situation,
Yeah.
there's nothing you can fucking do, and that's the scary thing. You're walking on the road. Can you actually? Can you keep your kids safe? None of us can answer that question anymore.
I don't know. I don't genuine. I wouldn't believe so, to be honest. I don't know how much self-defense you'd need to defend yourself, never mind you and your child, you know?
It's, you know, that's the scary thing about it. You know, honestly,
It is.
it's
Well,
just,
Lauren, I think like I want to thank you anyways because you've done a great job on
honestly,
kickstarting this and
thank you for having me.
carry a bottle of deep heat, someone's saying here. Like, look
No,
at
I
you,
have
we know
more than
all of
that.
these kind of
I have more than
ins
that.
and outs, but I do think as well we need to like start kind of, I don't know, speaking more about getting being allowed to have like a taser or something.
Girl, we will carry one whether we're allowed to or not. That's my motto now. I
That's the
don't care.
reality of it anyways, because they're putting us in this situation. They're dropping us into the hot pan. So
At the end of the day, a cell is safe, innit? You know what I mean? I'd rather that, than go
um,
without.
thank you, Debbie. But what I want to say is, Lauren, you've been a great you've been amazing in getting this awareness out there as well and like
Thank
speaking up for
you.
yourself.
Well,
And
thank you
it's
for
not an
having me.
easy job and you're still fighting through it all. Like the systematic abuse continues, you
I'm
know.
glad you can say that again. But at the end
But
of the day, we all need to, if we don't pull together now, we don't
you're a
do something.
credit to the nation and you're a credit to women and to your children because I don't think I'd be getting up in the morning if I had to go through what you did. All I'm going to say is that you'll come on again.
I will. You try something up. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely. And Lauren, Lauren is also She's been giving me great ideas as well of who to talk with. Like, so I'm inundated with all of the help with Lauren. So
I'll put a word.
for everybody who hasn't followed Lauren, follow Lauren and keep up with Lauren.
Thank
We
you.
all need to give Lauren as much support as we can because the state don't care,
No, they
and
don't,
that's
and they
just.
won't. And that's where we're at now. Like, do you know
Before
what I mean?
we drop off, actually, will we just explain quickly about your about the housing, about what they said to you,
The witch. Oh yeah,
the transfer, like, which is crazy.
so basically, if you want to transfer from like one council to another, you have to go to the back of the list, which I'm sure many people that are actually watching are aware of this. But it means that if you want to change area, you can only be down for one county. And if you change county, you're looking at 20, maybe 30 away.
Do you
So
know where
anybody
she's
that's
still looking at
smart,
10,
it's taken me 11 years and I'm getting there.
and they
I know they
lost
did.
my paperwork, and then they have a whole new integration section list that bumps ahead of our own list for the new arrivals.
There you go. It's the same I found out as well. There was a woman I was talking to. Um, she came here 2 months ago and her child is autistic. Wasn't diagnosed. She got her diagnosis and she also got her child every service under the sun within two
You know,
months.
and then we have Lauren here, who's been through everything that she's had to go through, and her son is 7 with autism. She's a newborn baby, and she can't even get him into school. It's a complete shambles.
The country's a shambles. There's people with mental health issues out there. They can't get any help, and
They're
it's
jumping into rivers.
come here, we're
You
not
know,
far behind on our kids.
I know
God
well,
forgive me. Do you know what I
but
mean? But
it's sad. It is. It's awful sad, and it's just another. It's another crappy situation that we've been forced to suffer through. But
well, all we can say to people now is, if you could give a fuck about your kids, get up and fucking do
on
something. That
launch,
goes
oh,
for us as well. It's not just me telling other people to do it. I need to fucking do it. We all
exactly,
need to
launch,
do
oh.
something. Say less, do more, people, and honest to God, just get shit done. Whatever you have to do, fucking do it. I can't say more than that because I don't want to end up in prison unless it's
We've
actually
seen
for
with the
ending
triple
this.
lock, time is ticking. Like, we have no
Time is
time.
out.
Time is
Time
gone.
is
It's
gone.
done. Time's
People
up.
are done.
That's it. So we're gonna leave you, love you, and leave you all on that. But Lauren, thank you so much for coming on. It's been really
Yeah,
good, and we'll
thank
definitely
you.
do it again.
We'll be back. Don't worry, we'll be
No
back. And
bother.
to the lefties, stay in the left lane, yeah. And
To the
best of luck.
lefties, the next flight to Ukraine, there, Zelensky needs you.
Pass the dusty to the left, what? They're gonna need it.
That's the one.
Go
Go
on,
on.
love, that's
I'll
right.
let you go. God bless.
Bye. Bye, night.
Bye.